first, and then we'll do feedback. Anyone have questions? And then we'll do that.
Do you guys want to feedback on the specific?
We'll let them just destroy our souls and we'll go from there.
Alright, well, I actually really like that you guys introduced yourselves. None of the other teams have done that yet, and I like that because not everyone's going to know who you are. So that was awesome that you did that. I wasn't clear what hardcore meant in terms of hardcore networking, so I think you might need to explain some of your findings a bit more and just help us understand why those things led you to make choices and unpack that a bit for us. Because it's an interesting word, and it would be helpful to know what that meant to the person who said it and how you all use that word. I think the font on the persona is hard to read from back here. So on a few things, maybe play around, like you can show your slides to yourselves later today and then come back to the room and see how each slide looks from back here. Because back here, the persona I couldn't read, it was just like off. So just making sure your font sizes are appropriate sizes and they're consistent sizes throughout. Some slides have different sort of weights, slide to slide, so just make sure there's more consistency there. I think the user flow slide, first of all, it's not legible, so that's part of the problem with it, but then you're talking about things that I couldn't really imagine, like the rewards and sort of the value of the thing. You're talking about it, but you're not showing me anything, and so it's hard for me to understand what that means. So I think there is a way to potentially use that storyboard slide as a more meaningful slide and even break up each frame to sort of take us through, like pace us through that storyboard. So maybe showing all of it and then breaking it down for us piece by piece and having sort of bullet points explaining the things that you really want the person to understand and take away. Because halfway through your presentation, I still wasn't 100% sure what your solution was. I need it to be like concisely, plainly explained to me, so I'm crystal clear about what the solution is. Like I'm still guessing a little bit halfway through. So the other thing I would say is the yellow color. I know we've talked to you guys about that. I think it is an interesting color, and I think that there's a way to use that color that leads the user to take action. Like it can be a call to action color, and it can be this like punchy use of color that you instill on different screens to like draw my eye there, so I know exactly what you want me to do, and that color represents action. That'd be a cool way to use that color and have it make meaning, and as a UX designer would exemplify what you've learned. But otherwise, just to use an overuse of color, like just because they did it on their site doesn't mean it's right. You know, and I think that's one of the things, like there's a disconnect at times between brand and UX, and that is potentially one of those moments where a visual designer made a decision, but a UX designer would probably choose differently. So as a UX designer, put that hat on. Right?
I was working on changing it. I've still got to touch up some things and finish some things on the high.
So it could be a great button color, or it could be a great highlighting of the important text on the page, or however you want to play around with it. And there's examples out there of how to use color in like a really action-based way.
I was thinking of making it a button color. I just didn't know if that'd be too much.
And like looking at agencies like Huge has very similar sort of schematics in terms of their font and black and white with punches of color. And Huge does really cool branding for companies all over the world, so they're a great agency. There's other ones out there to check out. And then the other thing I would say for the next steps, that slide needs to be a build. You've got a big bunch of text on the page, so just use a build so that each thing as you're saying it arrives and has more impact and emphasis, and it also just makes it easier for me to digest the material.
Okay.
Anyone else have stuff to say? You did great. I want to know you did a good job.
So first of all, I really liked the overall cadence and the energy. It felt good. I liked that presentation. A lot of things kind of already got answered, but like Juliana, you were like, some might say Silicon Hills. And if I'm one of the designers, I'm like, wait, is she questioning if we're Silicon Hills or we? So I might just change that to something like it's called Silicon Hills or something like that, because if one person says it, then someone has to say it. And then also on that screen that you had where there's all the different quotes, there's kind of like a wall of words. And just in my mind, I was thinking if they were little word bubbles, maybe that would kind of break it up and it wouldn't look so daunting, because you didn't like go over the quotes, you just summarized what it was. So it would be kind of more visually pleasing if they were in little word bubbles or something like that. And then, because you're just talking about what.
We did have them in bubbles, we changed them like during lunch, basically. Yeah, we thought it was like way too much on the slide. But that's a good, we can play with it, for sure.
Anyone else? Anything? Go for it, Justin.
First, great presentation. I thought that all y'all did a good job, and as you know, I really like the idea. That being said, too, I think Jess touched on it already, but to get into the game idea, because that's the focus, right? Like a little bit faster and kind of lose some of the stuff before it, or like just come down a little bit with it and just emphasize why that's so cool. Like, because I think it's really cool, and I think it's a great idea. Like, emphasize why there's not necessarily like the prizes that you'll get, right? You don't have to really talk about it too much. You just have to talk about like why this is such a fucking awesome idea.
Becca, do you have something to say? You had this up earlier.
Yeah, I had something for you actually. In the last presentation, you were kind of speaking really quickly, kind of rolling over your words, and I noticed today that you didn't, and that you made a like significant change and a significant improvement to that. So well done.
Thank you.
I thought the storyboard was great. Putting the filter on top was really effective. Possibly, like they said, elaborating on the storyboard by having more keyframes and then interacting, with the phone or maybe some sentences they would say back and forth to one another, perhaps. Great job on the filters.
I just wanted to say that I thought your presentation was great. I noticed a lot of text-heavy slides, and what's interesting is that at my position, I couldn't even read the slide if I wanted to. So I actually can't see through your body. So if maybe they're more picture-heavy versus text-heavy, maybe just with headings or maybe like one quote, that won't be so distracting.
Lloyd, part 2.
So, kind of spurred by something that Jensen said, since the idea is like why to get kind of more into the story, maybe kind of leverage like how these young professionals are already doing things like social media and how messages travel really fast through there and how comfortable they are, and maybe that's kind of one of the aspects that drew you to this gamification and interaction that way.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I didn't hear what Ashley said before.
Or she just wanted to know if we had any specific things that we wanted feedback on.
Oh, okay. Is there anything?
I mean, I don't really have anything.
I feel like I wanted to know more so about like the cadence and if it was better than yesterday, but it looks like Floyd approves. But yeah, what did you guys think? Did you think that we all kind of brought up our energy a little bit from yesterday? Because we definitely tried to. Okay.
You're so good with
Christine raised her hand.
Too, if it is a game and you're talking about like, oh, here are the frames, games are fun and interactive and it's all about interaction, so will you have an envision or some way to show that happening?
Yeah, we're almost done with the envision, and then I'm pretty much done with the game, but I didn't present it today because I just didn't have enough time during lunch, but I finished it during lunch, so I just gotta add and touch up a few things for tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel like that'll also take up a little more time in our presentation. It's like going through the envision.
Today was long. How long were we? That's the wait
You guys
finished.
talked for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
It was really short.
Yeah, so
So
we'll
you
break it
definitely,
up.
yeah, could speak more about the event. I still don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
One thing that I think your group did really well, the other groups could have taken notes on and used as a template, is you guys were the first group to be able to show and describe an idea that you tried and in testing showed that it didn't work. and you handled that in a way where it was like, this is an example of some of the ideas we went through, and you eloquently described it, described what the idea is, and had the right timing of it, where you didn't spend a ton of time digging into this failed idea, but you addressed that this was something you brought in because you were talking about the profile and the creation of the picture, and that was something that you guys handled exceptionally well, that I don't think any of the other groups had either tried to do, or if they did, they weren't quite as successful. So I think that was a really strong feature for yours. I think, to be said, like with setting the stage a little bit better, I don't know that you guys really have a narrative yet, and with not having the game to show, that really just, even with your picked up energy, totally deflates the whole presentation without it. I think that for some of the things, like again with the illegibility, definitely come back here. Every other slide we cannot see from back here, and if there are people who come in late to look at your presentation or what have you, that's just, it's part of checking your slides before you ever go up on a stage. I think that, let's see what else. I think with the rapid sketches slide, the strongest part of that was you establishing what the priorities are. Nobody really needs to know that you guys did silent dot voting. That's not the key message. The key message is these are the key 3 ideas that we came out of. And that wasn't on the slide, and that wasn't even really described. I think you only described one example, but I know that there were priorities from that. And giving that its space on a slide is definitely something that should happen. Let's see. I think, yeah, again, there has to be a different slide for the point system, because when you're talking about it on the user flow, we have no idea why that's there. And that needs to be like a well-polished thing, because that's something that would make sense. I think with the high-fi comps, because we don't have that prototype, I'm looking at your comps and feeling like I'm not getting enough of an accurate sense of the picture, because I only have those 3 screens to go on. And I think that really hurt for part of it, because then I was like, well, now I'm thinking about, well, how would that actually work? Because those 3 screens don't even effectively build out that picture.
I was really disappointed because I was trying to do it.
About that?
Yeah.
Could we maybe possibly skip like the login screens and go straight to the challenges of the game?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, nobody's
There's
telling you
some
you have to
that
have a login
No
screen.
one, we don't need to see a login screen.
Yeah, I was focusing so much on like the beginning stuff until I heard that, oh, we can just show like the most important feature. So that's why we were a little bit behind on finishing up tonight with the game, but it's almost done. So yeah, I was really disappointed that I
I
didn't
would
get
say
to
in
put it.
general, like, sometimes we play around with those sort of more low-hanging fruit screens just to play with color or get a sense of how we're gonna sort of use branding. But always we got to design the key screens first. Always, 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 always. And then we raise the fidelity of those key screens first.
Okay.
Always, always, always.
And then I think my like one of the bigger suggestions that I also had was that because you guys didn't quite have a narrative, and it was really just a presentation of stuff, I think your persona, besides the fact that it wasn't being legible, your persona is extremely relatable to your audience, and that's a perfect time for whoever's presenting that to look at the audience and say, how many people, like, does this situation feel familiar? Like, that's that part where you have everybody in the room who's like, how many of you are nervous at networking events? It's the same question that Austin Startup Week tackled in their group. That's that, like, hook where you look at the audience and you ask them to raise your hands, like, and have them nod, or you get that engagement. And that's a great opportunity for that, and build that story, because you guys have this thing that everybody in this room identifies with. Anybody visiting tomorrow has probably gone to Austin Design Week, and they've probably gone through a similar situation. And I think it'll really help, because you guys all have the personalities where you don't have anybody who's too afraid of presenting, where you guys really can engage. Like, your group can, like, excel and just dominate that. Because you guys are really good presenters. So.
Thank you. Sorry, we'll have a lot more to show tomorrow.